Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to welcome you to the Lower Providence Township Board of Supervisors reorganization meeting, January 6, 2014. Would you please join me in saluting the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Would you call the roll, please?
Ms. Zimmerman?
Here.
Mr. Sorgini?
Here.
Ms. Ekman?
Here.
Mr. Duffy?
Here.
Mr. Thomas?
Here. You want me to call for the oaths?
Sure.
Okay. Okay, we have a few swearing-ins of new officials tonight. We'll start off with Patrick Duffy to be sworn in as Supervisor of Lower Providence Township. Is Judge Rebar here? It's going to be hard to swear him in without the judge.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to swear him in without the judge.
Okay. Can't swear the other ones in either then.
Did you tell her the right time?
She knows that. When I left the office, she's like, I'm leaving in 10 minutes. And
Dare I say it? Here come the judge.
Judge Judy.
Can we move, I don't think we can move on without that, can we? Or can we go to the temporary chair stuff? We have to have
Yeah,
Patrick's.
Patrick needs to be sworn in.
We can't start.
And here we sit, waiting for the judge.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Denise is the
She
notary.
said she's coming, there's a lot of traffic, which is true, because Rick Pike is really blocked up. So we could sing or something.
We could open the floor to public comment.
Yeah, you can open the floor to public comment.
How about if we do this? It's a little out of order, but why don't we open the floor to public comment? Anybody has anything they want to offer for the good of the township or question the supervisors? And we'll hope the judge will be here shortly.
She's
Somebody has saved me.
She's not texting and driving.
Come on, Tom, you always have something good to say. Not tonight. Yes, it's going to be cold tonight. Any of the supervisors have anything they would like to bring up for discussion?
Not really.
Okay.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
I'm going to be very secretive.
Commend Public Works and our emergency personnel have done a phenomenal job with all of the recent winter weather, and hopefully it's over. So thank you to our Public Works and Fire and Police.
That took 20 seconds. This will be the part of the rebroadcast that you fast forward.
Yeah, you fast forward through this. Nobody has anything. Should have kept the meeting at 6:30, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Oh, we do have a notary.
We
Temporarily
do.
adjourn,
I don't know why.
or? Okay.
I mean, we can,
I
but
just don't know.
Denise swear in Kirsten, Kirsten Deal.
it's on, is the judge going to be offended if we bypass her?
I think just Patrick would be the most important.
Well, I know that. She's on the docket for it. Doesn't matter to me. Why don't we give her, say, 5 minutes, the longest 5 minutes we've ever spent up here?
Oh, I don't know about that.
It's for me.
It's actually on here, but she flew down to Florida.
We're ready for you whenever you're comfortable. Whenever you're comfortable. You know, we're ready. Yes. Yes. We don't mind. We're going to do Patrick Duffy first? Okay.
Do you have a Bible? Well, I mostly just like to leave Pat waiting. He's used to it.
Michaela, you want to, Michaela?
Why don't you all come up, taking a picture of it? Why don't you all come up?
What am I doing?
Peter, you come up too, Heather.
What am I doing?
You're going to hold the Bible. Here, come on this side. Yeah. Stand right next to Daddy. Look how handsome you look, PJ. Why don't you go over here? Go this way, because then somebody can get a picture. Is anybody taking a picture like your mom? Why don't you come up? Are you sure? Okay. I know. Okay, you ready? Sure. All right. Repeat after me. Right hand on the Bible or your left hand in the air. All right, you ready? I, Patrick Duffy,
I, Patrick Duffy,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support,
that I will support,
obey, and defend
obey, and defend
the Constitution
the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of this Commonwealth,
of this Commonwealth,
and that I will discharge
and that I will discharge
the duties
the duties
of Supervisor
of Supervisor
in Lower Providence Township,
in Lower Providence Township,
Montgomery County,
Montgomery County,
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You want to come up and get a good picture? Thank you. I'll sign this and give it to you after, okay? I won't wrinkle it on. Marie. Marie. I haven't seen you in a while. You're looking lovely. You look
Marie's
younger.
to be sworn in as auditor of Lower Providence Township.
Oh, you wanna hold the Bible? Does anybody else want to hold it?
No, my husband's here.
Come on up. Come on, Cornelius. Yes, it's part of the ritual. We embarrass everyone who comes with our... You hold this way. All right? And then you're going to put your left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand. We screwed up with Pat.
Oh.
We do everything with him backwards. All right, I, Marie Dotz,
I, Marie Downs,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support,
that I will support,
obey, and defend
obey, and defend
the Constitution
the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of this Commonwealth,
of this Commonwealth,
and that I will discharge
and I will discharge
the duties
the duties
of auditor
of auditor
in Lower Providence Township,
in Lower Providence Township,
Montgomery County,
Montgomery County,
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Congratulations. Do you want me to add anything? Promises to obey you? No, you're good? Okay. It's the other way around. Congratulations, Rory. Nice to see you.
I hope to see you soon.
You too, yeah. Nice to see you again. All right.
I see most of your guys behind the bars over there.
Yeah, I know.
We have Kirsten Deal to be sworn in as tax collector for Lower Providence Township.
You have a new hairstyle for the occasion. It looks great. I didn't have to tell him twice. He came right up. That's-
He didn't do it willingly.
Right?
He did
Put
it
your
'cause
left
you're
hand on the Bible.
embarrassed.
Oh, you knew I was going to do that. Okay. I'll keep that for the next time we meet. Okay, you ready, Kirsten? I, Kirsten Deal,
I, Kirsten Deal,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support,
that I will support,
obey, and defend
obey, and defend
the Constitution
the Constitution
of the United States.
of the United States of
And the-
America.
Okay, good. I'm glad you added that. It should be in there. And the Constitution
And the Constitution
of the Commonwealth.
of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania.
There you go. And that I will discharge
And I will discharge
the duties
the duties
of tax
of
collector
tax collector
in Lower Providence
in
Township,
Lower Providence Township,
Montgomery County, with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Got a smart one here. Congratulations.
Thank
Nice to see
Thank you, Judge Rebar.
you. Anybody else want to get sworn in for anything?
I think that'll cover it for tonight.
All right, just let me know.
Okay,
I run late for these appointments, but I generally
that's fine. We should have made sure you were here before we started. Okay. All right, at this time, thank you. I'd like to appoint temporary chairman to take over the meeting. Without objection, could we appoint Jill temporary chairman? So it is.
Okay, I'd like to call for a motion for an appointment to the position of Chair of the Lower Providence Board of Supervisors.
I make the motion that we appoint Colleen Ekman, chairman.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
Motion carries 4-1. At this point, Colleen, I'll turn it over to you.
First, thank you very much. I'd like to express my sincere gratitude to my fellow board members that were in favor of appointing me chair. This is with great honor, and I will certainly give my best effort in this position. It has a lot of responsibility, and I will respect that as best I can. So with that, I'd like to make one announcement. After last month's meeting, the December 19th meeting, we did have an executive session, and we discussed legal and personnel issues, and that commenced at 9:22. That's it for the announcements. Next, I'd like to move on to item 6, election of vice chairman.
Colleen, could I just make an addition to that? I believe it commenced at 8:45 and ended at 9:22.
Yes, you're right. Thank you, Jill.
You're welcome.
Okay, so I'd like to open it up for nominations for vice chair.
I'd like to make a motion to nominate Jason Sorgini as vice chair.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. We have any questions? Okay, I'll call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you. All right, moving on to item 7, appointment of no, excuse me. Any opposed to that?
No.
Oh, thank you, Patrick. All right, back to item 7, appointment of solicitor and fixing of compensation. Do we have any nominations for solicitor?
I make the motion that we appoint the firm of Grimm, Bean, and Thatcher at the rate of $145 an hour for general counsel and $170 an hour for land development and litigation.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second on that?
Second?
A motion and a second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, okay. Item 8, appointment of secretary of the Board of Supervisors.
Make a motion that we appoint Richard Gestrick to be the secretary to the Board of Supervisors.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second for that?
Second.
Motion and a second. All those, any questions on that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Item 8A, appointment of Assistant Secretary to the Board of Supervisors. Any nominations?
I make a motion that we appoint Jerry Golis as Assistant Secretary to the Board of Supervisors.
Okay. We have a motion, we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions on that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye, sorry.
Okay, 5-0. Motion passed. Item 9, appointment of treasurer to the Board of Supervisors.
Make a motion that we appoint Jerry Golis as secretary to the Board of Supervisors, treasurer to the Board of Supervisors.
Okay, we have a motion to appoint Jerry Golis. Second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any questions on that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Unopposed? None. Motion passed. 9A, appointment of assistant treasurer to the Board of Supervisors.
I make a motion that we appoint Richard Gestrick as the Assistant Treasurer to the Board of Supervisors.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second to that?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed. Item 10, appointment of consulting engineer and fixing of compensation.
Make a motion that we appoint Woodrow and Associates as the consulting engineer and fixing the compensation at $100 per hour.
Okay, we have a second to that?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any questions? All those in favor of appointing Woodrow and Associates engineer?
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
Okay, motion passed, 1-4 to 1. Moving on, item 11, appointment to vacancy board. This is a one-year term, one-year term, if that makes sense. Do I have any nominations for appointment to vacancy board?
I make a nomination that we appoint Gloria Corcoran to the vacancy board.
Okay, we have a nomination of Gloria Corcoran. Any second?
Second?
Have a motion and a second. Any questions on that? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Any, Don? Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Okay, moving on to item 12. This is an appointment to the Library Board of Directors. There's actually 2 open positions. The term for Library Board of Directors is a 3-year term. Can I open it up to any nominations for Library Board of Directors?
I make a nomination that we appoint Ben Simpkin to the Library Board of Directors.
Okay, have a motion and a second?
Second?
Okay, that's for reappointment of Ben.
Reappointment.
Yep. Any questions on that? No questions. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Are there any other nominations for Library Board of Directors? Okay, so at this time, we'll be leaving 1 position for Library Board open. So if anybody is watching, or certainly please let us know if you're interested in serving on our Library Board. We would greatly appreciate it. Moving on to item 13, appointment to our Sewer Authority. This is a 1 5-year term.
Make a motion that we appoint Carl Buchenauer.
We have a motion.
Position.
We have a second.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions on that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Motion passed. Item 14, appointment to Planning Commission. There are 3 positions. I guess we could take them one at a time. Start with first one. These are 4-year terms. Do I have any suggestions for Planning Commission?
I make a motion for Michael Comroe.
I second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to reappoint Michael Comroe to the Planning Commission. Any questions on that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. Okay, for the second position, Planning Commission, do we have any nominations?
Make a motion that we appoint Naomi Satterwhite to that position.
Okay, we have a motion to reappoint Naomi. We have a second on that.
Second.
Motion and second. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No? Okay, and then the last final, the third appointment to the Planning Commission. Do you have any nominations?
Make a motion to appoint Susan LaPenta to the Planning Commission. Reappoint.
Okay, we have a motion for Susan LaPenta. We have a second on that.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? No. Okay, filled up the Planning Commission. All right, moving on, next one, appointment to Zoning Hearing Board. First one would be a 5-year term for Zoning Hearing Board.
Make a motion to appoint Kathy Eske to the zoning board.
Motion to appoint Kathy Eske. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and second. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
Motion passes. Do we have any other, well, I'm sorry. We also have a 5-year term for Zoning Hearing Board. This is an alternate position. I'm not quite sure if we haven't had any other submissions of interest for Zoning Hearing Boards. I think we're going to be leaving that alternate space open at this point unless somebody has a suggestion. Nope.
We don't have any other applicants.
Okay, thank you, Rich. All right, so moving on, we'll leave that one open. Item 16, appointment to the Park and Recreation Board. We have 1 5-year term open and available.
Make a motion we appoint Charlotte Mandrakia to that term position.
Okay, we have a motion to reappoint Charlotte Mandrakia, and do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and second, any questions? Hearing none, call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Appointment to Lower Providence Municipal Authority. This is also a 1 5-year term for the municipal authority.
I make a motion to appoint Doug Hager.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to reappoint Doug Hager to the municipal authority. Any questions on that? Call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
Motion carries. All right. Appointment to the Finance Committee. We have 2 open positions of Finance Committee. These are both 4-year terms. Do I have any nominations for Finance Committee?
Make a motion to appoint William Stanzak to the Finance Committee.
Okay, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any questions? Call for the vote. All those in favor to appoint William Stanzak to the Finance Committee?
Aye.
And opposed? No? Motion carries. Are there any other nominations for Finance Committee at this time? We don't have any other names submitted, right, Rich?
We don't have any other names that have submitted.
Okay.
Mr. Thomas has served on there before.
Don, at this time, are you interested in being reappointed to the Finance Committee?
Sure.
Okay. So we have Don as interest. Any we have a motion to reappoint Don to the Finance Committee?
I'll make a motion to reappoint Don.
And then do we have a second?
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
I would have to abstain.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okey-dokey. Item 19, appointment to the UCC Board of Appeals. This is a 3-year term. Do I have any nominations for UCC Board of Appeals? Yeah, that.
No, I haven't.
Rich, we had,
Yeah, he reapplied, the gentleman. Stephen Gilliam. Yes, he reapplied.
okay. Gillian. Do we have a motion to reappoint Mr. Stephen Gillian to the UCC Board of Appeals?
Motion.
Okay.
Second.
Motion and second. Any questions on that? All those in favor?
Aye.
And opposed? No. Moving on, appointment of a township traffic engineer and fixing compensation.
Make a motion to reappoint McMahon Associates.
We have a motion. Do we have a second on that?
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All those in favor of reappointing McMahon Associates?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay. Environmental consultant. Appointment of environmental consultant and fixing compensation.
Make a motion that we appoint Woodrow and Associates as the environmental consultant, fixing the compensation at $100 an hour.
Do we have a second on that?
Second.
A motion and a second. Any questions on the motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No. We're getting there. Item 22, appointment of landscape architect consultant and fixing compensation of such.
Make a motion to reappoint Thomas Comita Associates at the compensation submitted.
Okay, we have a motion. We have a second.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any questions on that? Call for the vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No. Appointment of township lighting consultant and fixing compensation.
Make a motion, we appoint Suburban Lighting Associates. Do we have an hourly rate for them?
I don't have it written down.
I don't know if we do that.
Fixing the compensation at the rate submitted by them.
I don't think it's changed, but,
$75 an hour.
okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, did we have a, Jill was the motion, do we have a second on that?
Second.
Okay, thank you. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Appointment of our labor attorney and fixing compensation.
Make a motion to reappoint Eckert, Siemens, Sharon, and Mello. Or Mello.
A lot.
Do we have a second on that motion? Compensation. Rich, do you have that?
$250 an hour.
Those labor attorneys aren't cheap. Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and second. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Appointment of minute secretary to various boards and fixing compensation of $33.75, right, Rich?
$33.75 is correct
Okay, per hour.
per hour.
Do we have a motion to reappoint Jeannie Bordelin at that compensation rate?
I'll make that motion.
And a second.
Second. I defer.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions on that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Okay. Item 26A, appointment of actuary for township pension plans, township employees' pension plans, and the defined contribution 401A plan and fixing of compensation.
Make a motion to reappoint municipal finance partners at the compensation rate they submitted.
You have a motion, you have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No? Passed. 26B, appointment of municipal pension manager and fixing of compensation.
I make a motion to reappoint Morgan Stanley Wealth Management at the quoted compensation.
We have a motion, we have a second.
Second.
Motion and second. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. Motion passed. Okay. At this time, item 27 is appointment of board liaisons. This is the duty of the chair to appoint supervisors to be liaisons to our various committees and boards. So at this time, I'd like to run through the following. The Sewer Authority, I'd like to appoint Jason Sorgini to the Sewer Authority, if he's willing.
I am.
The Planning Commission, I'd like to appoint both Jill and Patrick to the Planning Commission, if they're interested.
Yes, please.
Yes.
The Pension Committee, which does not meet all that frequently, but it does meet, I'd like to appoint Patrick to the Pension Committee.
Sure.
Okay. Library Board, Don, I'd like to appoint you to the Library Board for their monthly meetings.
All right.
All right, thank you. Parks and Rec Board, I'd like to appoint Patrick to Parks and Rec.
Thank you.
Okay. Business Development Committee, I'd like that to remain the same of Jill and myself. Jill, if you're interested.
Yes, definitely.
We've been doing that together, and I think things are going well there. And the Finance Committee, which only meets a couple times a year, but I'd like to see that meet more frequently. I'd like to appoint myself to the Finance Committee. I think that covers it, unless I missed any. Did I miss any, Rich?
No, you got them all.
Okay. And later in the year, we're probably going to have two contract committees for the police and the AFSCME. And later in the year, we'll have a trash committee possibly, or something to consider our trash contract, which will be up in the end of the year. Okay, we'll move on. We're doing pretty well. Item 28, we'll get on to resolutions and ordinances. First item is a resolution authorizing the appropriate township officials to affix signatures on checks.
I'll make that motion to pass this resolution. I don't know if we have a resolution number. No. To pass that resolution authorizing the appropriate township officials to fix signatures to checks.
Okay, thank you, Jill. Have a motion, do we have a second on that?
Second.
Have any questions on that motion? I can read the ordinance if anybody's interested in me reading the ordinance. If not, we could keep moving along. No. Keep moving along, okay. All those in favor of this resolution?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. All right, next resolution designates the depositories for township funds.
Make that motion.
Second?
Motion and a second. Do we have any questions on that?
Colleen, do you mind just stating
Yes.
which banks they're actually being deposited into? I don't think you need to read the full
Ab-
resolution, but.
Absolutely. I guess basically in general, township funds are TD Bank, Morgan Stanley, Pennsylvania Local Government Investment Trust, Penn Liberty, Citizens Bank, and I think that's about it. Did I get them all? Jerry? Okay. Did I ask for questions on that? Anybody have questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 28C, a resolution to establish the amount of the treasurer's bond at $600,000 and $100,000 for the secretary.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any questions on that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None. 28D, resolution establishing the police officers' contributions to the police pension plan for the year of 2014. And Rich, can you tell us what that percentage will be for this year?
2%.
Okay, thank you. So that is a slight increase from last year. Do I have a motion to pass that resolution?
I make a motion establishing the to pass a resolution establishing the police officer's contribution to the police pension plan for the year 2014 at 2%.
Have a motion, do we have a second?
Second?
Any questions on that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item 28E, a resolution establishing the AFSCME contributions to the non-uniform pension plan 2014. And this rate is 0.5%, Rich, is that correct?
0.5%.
Okay.
I'll make that motion to adopt that resolution.
Second the motion.
Have a motion and a second. Do we have any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No. Item 28F, a resolution appointing the certified public accounting firm of RKL to serve as auditors to audit the accounts of Lower Providence Township for the fiscal year 2013.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Have a motion, second. Do we have any questions on that motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Last item under resolutions, 28G, certification of delegates and voting delegate to the PSAT's annual state convention. At this time, I'd like to recommend Don Thomas to be our delegate. Make that in a form of a motion.
That would be the voting delegate, Colleen.
Yes.
I'll make that motion.
Second?
All those in favor, or any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. It looks like we're getting there. Comments from the board, although we did have time in the beginning. Are there any additional comments from the board at this time? Okay, I'd like to open it up to the audience then. Do we have any comments from the audience? Mr. Borai?
Would it be possible, Madam Chairperson?
Could you please state your name and address?
Hi, Jean. She knows my address. She got my phone number and everything else. would it be possible on the attorney that you hired for the Board of Supervisor? Is he here?
Yes, he is. I'd like to introduce
Would you
him.
like to have him come up and take the seat next to Mr. Thomas so he can get on TV so everybody can see
A
who he is?
wonderful suggestion. Thank you, Mr. Boyd. This is John Rice, our new township solicitor.
Now,
Welcome, John.
everybody in LP can know what he looks like.
Now you know what he looks like.
No, you got the chair there, sir. That's the one that's wired. That's the one that's wired. Donnie, that's the one that's wired, right? That's the one that's hot?
Yes.
And then the engineer, is he here?
Yes, he is. Oh, is he? Okay.
Would you mind
excellent.
Would you mind having him come up too?
Yes,
So
absolutely.
he can sit next to Gene?
This is our new township engineer, Tim Woodrow. Welcome.
You don't have to shake my hand. Sit next to him.
Tim, you can take
You're
your
in
seat
the,
over
you're in
there.
the side.
You're right next to the
Yes.
chief.
You're in the safe side.
So you cause any trouble, you're right out the door. Is there anybody else here that we don't know?
Oh, let's see.
I don't think so.
No, I think we covered everybody.
Nice job, thank you.
Hello, Kathy Byer, Arcola. I'm not 100% sure of what the consulting engineer does for the township, but is there any concerns with him being with Skipback Township and, involving the interceptor part?
So the role our township engineer has played in the past 4 years that I've been there, they haven't had any connection with sewer issues.
Okay.
Specifically, the middle interceptor, we've talked to the sewer authority's engineer
Okay.
and anything that related to that. So
Okay, so you have no concerns?
Nope,
with
no,
it?
absolutely
All right.
not.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Kathy. Anyone else? Okay, and then at this time, I call for a motion for adjournment.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
You have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. The next meeting will be January 16th. Hope to see you there. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Enough time? Can you get out of here, Joe?